This moment is really magical.
I wanna eat those bubbles.
This is Vung Tau. It's about 2 hours from Saigon. It's the nearest beach city, and it's where my cousins and I will travel to, rent a villa, and spend a national holiday weekend together. This is our first major family trip, and it's something I've always dreamt about, mostly for the fresh seafood. But family is important too. More on that later.
Các em có biết mình đi đâu không?
Biết đi đâu không?
Yeah, yeah, có vui không?
Có thích không?
You can really feel the excitement in the air. Now, Vung Tau doesn't have a great reputation for having amazing beaches, but there are some decent ones away from the main city center. You can't compare them to other cities like Nha Trang and Da Nang, but some are actually okay, and the city itself is worth a visit because of the vibes of the nightlife, the relaxed atmosphere, and so much great food here, especially Bangkok. The original place that Min, the driver, suggested was so packed, and we didn't want to bake in line in the sun. Remember, this was one of the largest holidays in Vietnam. Everyone flooded to Vung Tau, so we found another popular spot. Maybe it was so packed, but the quality was so average this time around. Bangkok uses a similar batter to bun sale. It's a bite-sized, small, crispy fried cake topped with shrimp usually and other kinds of seafood. It can be bland on its own, so the sweetened fish sauce is essential. It's not too difficult to make, but it's not easy either. Today was definitely a miss, but no worries. Bangkok-wise, there are tons of better places in the city, and for food-wise, it's only gonna go uphill from here. And from there, with time to kill before check-in, we ventured to a local seafood market, and immediately my senses were quite overwhelmed. I highly recommend visiting a local market when you're in Vietnam. You'll see and smell things you've never known to exist before. It's actually really fun to walk around and be surprised, but do watch out for your belongings though, especially in crowded situations. And fish markets do have a reputation.
They say that fish markets are the most chaotic in all of Vietnam. But this one's not so bad.
Yeah, see, it's not so bad. There are many villas for rent here in the city. Prices range from 200 to 500 and up a night, depending on location, size, and if it's a national holiday or not. You can book via Airbnb, but do so at your own risk. There have been scams. Luckily, I met a nice agent, and I will link her contact below. And no, this is not sponsored, and I'm not getting any commission or anything, and my family and I paid for this villa entirely. Speaking of which, let's go for a tour.
Big living room. Big high walls, very high ceilings, big space. 2 rooms down here. Wow, so massive. Big table. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 9 rooms here and 12 beds. It's kind of basic, very basic. All right, you come in here. Yeah, very basic, but the important part is we're all together. This is a double. This is a twin room, very spacious. Basic. Let's see what the bathroom's like. Yeah, it's all the same. All the same.
The different one.
Slightly different. And then check out this balcony right here. I can fly the drone right here. Boom. Come up. Perfect. Look at that. And you can see the beach. I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but the beach is like right there. There's still a couple of people missing, but this is the first time that this many people in my family have been in one house together like this. So I'm very happy about it. Let's go see what we're gonna eat. This makes me very happy, and not the fact that everyone left their shoes outside, as they ought to, but the amount of shoes and sandals here means that this is a full house. And I'm happy that this is the first time we're all together.
I never thought we could all be in one swimming pool together. And I don't mean the fact that I can't swim, but just the thought of how far my cousins have come and how grown up their children are makes me feel very happy that I get a chance to know them better, especially when I moved to Vietnam years ago. You see, my family is complicated. My Uncle Seven had too many kids, and the aunt who sponsored us to come to America was only able to bring 2 daughters. The rest remained in Vietnam. saw their father once every few years, eventually grew up, married, and had kids. I met them for the first time when I was around 15, and I heard all about them way before. They were like those cousins that were kind of like urban legends at one time, and here we are today, closer than ever, sharing the same pool water. I never thought I could say that. And despite the close feeling of being together under one roof, there are still walls and barriers that exist between us. I didn't grow up in Vietnam, they didn't grow up in America. It can be a challenge for us to truly understand each other because of language and cultural aspects. They have an impression of me as a foreigner, a Việt kiều, and sometimes I did feel guilty that myself and other cousins grew up in America, and in a sense have more privilege and opportunities. But my cousins might not be able to understand or realize the struggles and danger my family went through in the early 90s in America. Life's not always great in America, even right now, and I know my cousins really struggled when they were left behind in Vietnam. They definitely had their own struggles years ago, but now they are doing a lot better, and I would say that they're even happier. They have more freedom, and their lives are more comfortable than their sisters in America. I know that my cousins and I might never fully understand each other like my cousins who I grew up with in America, but what matters is that we get to spend time together. It might be centered around food, but that's something. Food and travel brings us together. I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Sometimes I'm envious of big families who are close and tight and spend Christmas mornings together, wearing matching outfits. Not only are we Buddhists, but we have very different fashion senses, and not to mention we're also separated by an ocean most of the time. So any time together is precious for me, because I know nothing ever lasts. I don't know if my cousins and their kids feel this way. They might just think I'm that weird gao uncle, that Việt kiều who shows up with a camera from time to time. That's fine by me, but I'd rather them remember me as the best singer ever. Nightfall. The big dinner was just the beginning. Grilled seafood with mỡ hành over charcoal under some kind of gazebo next to a pool. Everyone's grabbing something, munching on something, drinking something. Controlled chaos, but somehow I felt very peaceful inside. I never thought I would have this moment with my family. Again, the seafood was just out of this world.
Tay vô, đúng không? Tay vô.
Okay, so we are in another market today. Yeah, in another market in Vung Tau. Vung Tau has many markets. A little bit sleepy? Yeah, in the midday sun. Are you sleepy because of my narration, or are you just sleepy because of the... You didn't sleep. So, hôm nay bo em vô chợ em muốn mua cái gì? Siêu nhân. How about em vô chợ em muốn mua cái gì?
Mua cái nhà.
Mua cái nhà. Châu, em vô chợ muốn mua cái gì?
Peanuts.
Peanuts. It's cheap. It's cheap. My cousin's husband Hong is a seafood expert, so we're gonna go find some crabs under his guidance. So the fishing boats are here, and they come straight to here. Fresh. Whoa, all the cuttlefish. So much cuttlefish. And octopus. Whoa.
There's something about cơm gia đình, family meals together when your family's actually there, eating white rice out of a small bowl. You can call it a chang, you can call it a bát, you can call it a tô, whatever. Picking the proteins and veggies and putting it into your bowl. Sometimes they'll do that for you. It's easy to take all this for granted. I don't remember the last time I sat down and had a meal like this. So simple and not rushed, that's the key. When you can just eat rice until you're full and not have to glance at the time. Gum team, extra rice, round 2, what's the time? Who cares? Now that's real comfort food. They say you shouldn't go swimming after eating, but I'm sure that doesn't apply in Vietnam. So we walked to the beach, and it shocked me.
Wow, look at all these people, guys. Wow, look at all these people here. Wow, look at this. Motorbike on the sand. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. So much for the beach. Wow. There's no room for swimming. Wow.
Để mấy cái nắp lại cho nó ra cặp.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
Nói đi chưa, lớp nhẹ đấy. Rồi.
Nước súp bò.
My mouth is burning, but I have to eat it because it's so good.
This is mít tâu nữ. It's a special kind of soft and small jackfruit that is absolutely my favorite. Even though it's not as common as regular jackfruit, I highly recommend looking for it when you're in Vietnam or Asia. It has an amazing sweet smell, and it's oftentimes creamier and sweeter than regular jackfruit, even those from Thailand. And don't worry, it's not even close to durian for those of you scared. And you can boil the seeds and eat them. They'll make your farts smell better. Trust me. And after dinner we drove to the city center and it was also packed, but the vibes at night were awesome. A little busy, frantic, festive, so many people. Where'd they come from? What's their story? It was all so chill, just sitting on the sand staring at the waves with a cold coconut. I love Vietnam and I miss it so much right now. We got back and did another round of nighttime seafood grilling, and perhaps since this was the last night, I tried to savor it as much as possible, so I didn't film much. The food was good, but the family was better, just slightly. This was my first family weekend trip. I don't know if there will ever be another one. If you can relate to how I feel about my relatives in Vietnam, please let me know in the comments. And I thank you for watching this video and joining us on our trip, and I hope to see you again in the next video. I've been Kyle Lê, and that was Vung Tau with my family. Be sure to follow me on social media if you want to see more. Goodbye for now.